Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're going to grab the almighty eggplant, also known as an aubergine, or as we call it in Spain, berenjena, truly one of the best ingredients at supermarkets because it's heart healthy and affordable, create an incredible recipe. We're talking crispy eggplant with tomato sauce. And let me tell you, these slices of eggplant have a light crispy texture with a beautiful pop of flavors. The recipe is easy to make where there's no tricky techniques or special equipment needed. And the tomato sauce rounds it out for the perfect balance of goodness. Folks serve this crispy eggplant as a tapas appetizer or even as a side dish next to some grilled fish. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm gonna start by cutting one eggplant that's been washed into rounds that are 1 centimeter thick, which is a little under ½ an inch. Then we'll add the slices of eggplant over a wire rack with some paper towels underneath, and you want to make sure they're on a single layer. And then we'll season them with sea salt, and you want to do this on both sides. And we're going to leave the eggplant to simmer for about 15 minutes. And I tell you, by taking this step, that salt's going to extract the water out of the eggplant. That way later on, once we cook it, it keeps its beautiful firm texture with absolutely no mush. In the meantime, let's make our tomato sauce. I'm going to heat a saucepan with a medium heat and add in a generous 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 35 milliliters. Important to use the good stuff here, as this is the base fat of the tomato sauce and what truly makes a difference. Leave where you get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. After a couple minutes, we'll add in 3 cloves of garlic that have been roughly chopped. And we'll mix the garlic around continuously. That way it doesn't brown too quickly and it all evenly sautés. After about 1 minute, and the garlic is nice and fragrant, I'm going to add in a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, which is 425 grams. This is very similar to passata. We'll also add in 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, which is 1 gram. And season with sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and just a kiss of white sugar to get the acid from the tomatoes. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together. And then lower the fire to a low-medium heat and let it simmer. That way all the flavors can develop. While tomato sauce is simmering, let's move back to the slices of eggplant. After about 15 minutes, and that salt has extracted the water, I'm going to transfer the slices over some paper towels. And once again, make sure they're all on a single layer. And we'll pat them completely dry. And if you see that your slices have too much salt, you just wipe some of it off. Then we'll add in ½ a cup of all-purpose flour into a bowl, which is 60 grams. Crack in 2 eggs into a separate bowl. And season them with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And whisk the eggs together. And finally, we'll add in 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs into a third separate bowl, which is 110 grams. Along with a 1/4 cup of grated cheese, which is 30 grams. I'm using a Spanish manchego that's been aged for 6 months, but you can use whatever cheese you like. 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, which once again is 1 gram. 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, which is also 1 gram. And season with a kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll mix the breadcrumbs together. Before we start coating the slices of eggplant, let's heat the oil. I'm going to heat a fry pan with a medium heat and add in ½ a cup of sunflower oil, which is 120 milliliters. You can use other neutral oils here, such as canola, peanut, or even grapeseed oil. While the oil is heating, let's start coating our slices of eggplant. I'm going to start in the all-purpose flour, then into the egg wash, and finally into the breadcrumbs. And you want to make sure at each stage that they're fully coated all around. Once all the slices of eggplant have been coated, let's move back to the fry pan. Once that oil's nice and hot, we'll add in the slices of eggplant. You want to make sure they're on a single layer and evenly spaced out, so cook this in batches to not overcrowd the pan. And we're going to go for about 4 minutes per side or until the slices of eggplant are golden fried all around. And as you finish each batch, transfer the eggplant over a wire rack with some paper towels underneath. Once all the eggplant's been fried up, let's start assembling our dish. I'm going to grab the simmering tomato sauce and transfer some into a shallow bowl. Then we'll add it over a serving plate and add in some of the slices of the crispy eggplant. And for the final touch, we'll garnish with fresh parsley. Check it out, our crispy eggplant with tomato sauce is done. Easy to make, beautiful presentation, and all done in about 30 minutes. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Seriously folks, hard to believe you grabbed an eggplant, some other basic ingredients, and we got such a beautiful looking dish. Moment of truth. Here we go. That right there is truly food for the soul. That's better than any restaurant eggplant I've ever had. And that texture says it all. You have that light crispy texture with that power punch of flavors from all the other ingredients. The eggplant's nice and firm with no mush in there. Tomato sauce rounds out for the perfect balance of goodness. Easy to make, simple ingredients. Easy to try at home. Once again, as a tapas appetizer, or even as a side dish next to some grilled fish. Either way, the kind of food that's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Real quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Cool and Holloman, Robert Gerhardt, and Andrew Scotchmer. You guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.